8. Wearing red. For centuries, red has been a color that has been associated with sex, love, and masculinity. No wonder women love a man who wears red. A study was conducted that involved women rating photos of men in front of black backgrounds and red backgrounds. The men's photos were rated on a hotness scale of 1 to 10. Men pictured with a red background were rated as a full point hotter than men who had no red in the picture. Another experiment had 55 women look at a man wearing a green shirt and a man wearing a red shirt. Much like with the first study, the women chose the guy in red over the guy in green way more often. There's multiple reasons why this could be, but most psychologists say that we may just view the color red as a status symbol. 7. Respect. Aretha Franklin isn't the only one who wants a little respect when she comes home from work. Contrary to what nice guys tend to believe, girls really don't want to be with a guy who treats them like dirt. In a survey cited by ABC News, a whopping 84% of girls had listed their must-have quality in a man as treating women with respect. What's interesting about this is that only 57% of guys said that they prioritized a woman who treated them with respect in the exact same survey. Moreover, while 40% of guys said that they wanted a girl who looked physically attractive as a must-have, physically attractive features weren't even mentioned among women as a must quality in a mate. Respect trumps looks, at least if you're trying to attract women. 6. Body odors that are different than hers. Humans are naturally wired to be less attracted to people who may be close relatives to them, and one of the most common signals that bodies can send out is their natural scent. Your natural scent is influenced by a set of genes called the Major Histocompatibility Complex, or MHC. In one study done by researchers in Brazil, 29 men were told to wear patches that collected their sweat for 5 days. Women were then given the patches and told to smell them. Researchers then asked them to rank the patches in terms of how sexy they smelled. What ended up happening is that women who smelled patches from men who had MHCs similar to their own recoiled in disgust. Meanwhile, women who sniffed up guys who had unusual or exotic MHCs ended up getting a little turned on. The study also revealed that women who married guys with similar MHCs were more likely to fantasize about other men when they're ovulating. Women in these marriages also were way more likely to cheat. Sadly, your MHC makeup isn't something that you can change. 5. A high shoulder to hip ratio. This trait is also called a V-shaped torso by scientists, but most of us call it being broad-shouldered. When you have a high shoulder to hip ratio, your body is signaling that you have high testosterone and that you also happen to be healthy. Men with V-shaped torsos typically have more girlfriends and kids than their more slender-shouldered brothers. Interestingly, how broad-shouldered and muscular men need to be is often overestimated by guys. A study showed that vast majority of women would prefer a body type like the men featured in Cosmo over the hyperjuiced guys of Men's Health. Moreover, the same set of studies also showed that men are now way more likely to beat themselves up over not being swole enough to get a girl interested than they would have been in past years. 4. A deep voice. There's a reason why Barry White's baritone crooning is associated with baby making, and it's because women love deep voices. For the most part, people didn't know why until a study from University College London. Their research revealed that women pick guys with deeper voices because they perceive it to mean that the guy's larger and stronger. Another study also showed that men who have deeper voices also tend to have much higher levels of testosterone than their squeaky-voiced counterparts. If you haven't guessed, from having high amounts of T will skew things in your favor if you're a man on the prowl. High testosterone is something that women are genetically wired to seek out in a man because it means that he's more likely to be able to give her healthier babies. 3. Dogs. You know that old suggestion of trying to go for a walk with Fido when you're trying to meet a nice girl? According to one small study, this may actually be true. The experiment had men try to pick up girls while walking a puppy, then try the same endeavor without Fido by their sides. What the researchers found out was that women were way more likely to talk to the guys who had dogs than the guys who were just all by their lonesome. There could be multiple reasons for this, including the fact that the dog may actually be a good reason to approach someone. But, let's just be real here. Dogs are cute, and girls love cute, fuzzy animals, as well as men who tend to be nurturing towards them. 2. The right questions. Ever meet someone who you just meshed with on an uncanny level? That instant connection actually can be mimicked, according to Arthur Aaron, a psychologist at SUNY Stony Brook. Through years of research, he had created a series of 36 questions that would make you feel a connection to the person who you talked to that would feel stronger than a lifelong friendship in around 30% of all study participants. You're probably wondering what some of the questions are. Some of the questions he tells people to ask include: what does friendship mean to you, and when did you last cry in front of another person? By yourself. Obviously, these need to be asked in the right settings and in the right order, but the information is out there if you so want to use it. 1. Altruism. Doing good things just because they're the right thing to do really does pay off. The Journal of Social Psychology recently published a study that showed that real altruism tends to be a trait that is significantly preferred among women who were looking for long-term spouses. Things such as donating to charity, helping others in need, and even just giving people a pep talk all would signal altruism for a potential mate. Men also were found to be more attracted to women who displayed signs of altruism rather than those who decided to play mean girls, among others. However, the levels of attraction men experienced were nowhere near as high as they were for women. That being said, this study actually shows some quantifiable proof that nice guys and girls really don't finish last after all.